How to become a minimalist in 5 simple steps. Step 1 is to form a habit of decluttering. If you are an old subscriber, you know that probably the #1 topic I make on this channel is decluttering. I am constantly decluttering. Every day when I am cleaning and tidying up my home, if there is an item that I know has been lying around for a while, if there is something that is missing pieces or that is broken, I am at that exact moment picking it up and putting it in its rightful place. Whether that is the rubbish bin or my donation pile that lives in the garage, I am getting rid of that item. It has taken me years to get to this point. I probably started this journey about 5 years ago, and while I still own quite a lot of items, I would consider myself and my home very minimal because I am so intentional about the things that we keep in my space. So forming a habit of decluttering, it is simple, but it's not necessarily easy. And when you first begin this journey, I find that you will declutter very little. As you strengthen this muscle and continue practicing decluttering, as you get used to getting rid of stuff, it becomes easier, and over time, for example, for me, 5 years, you will find yourself at a point where you would consider yourself a minimalist because you have gotten so used to getting rid of things that no longer serve you, that eventually you end up with a home and a space that only has items that really bring you joy and value in your day-to-day life. So if you need a bit of inspiration or motivation to get decluttering, I have actually started a house reset challenge this January in 2024. I will link those videos that I have already done down below so that you guys can join me in decluttering your home and resetting your house to become more of a minimalist. Step 2 is to find your style, and you need to find your style in your home as well as in your personal style, in the way that you dress and the way that you look. Let's talk home style first. When it comes to my home style, I know that I like a bunch of different styles. For example, I love warm minimalism. The Japandi style also really resonates with me. I love the Scandinavian look. I also love organic materials and style as well. I love my home looking and feeling very clean and calm and cohesive. That is my personal style. I do know what colors I really like. I do know what styles of furniture that I find really beautiful in my home. And so when you really nail down your home decor style, what it does is it limits you on the amount of things that you can look at and purchase. Get to know what kind of home decor style you like so that when it comes to styling your home, you won't be wasting money and buying items that you're not going to enjoy anyway, and then will just end up being stored away in a closet or end up being clutter on your bench spaces. The same sort of thing goes with your personal dress style. I am by no means into fashion at all. I am currently building up a capsule wardrobe. I'm now at a point where everything is clicked, where I now know why I like certain colors on me. I now know what kinds of styles of clothes look good on my body shape because I have learned what season my complexion is in. So if you have never heard of a color analysis, it is basically where professionals, they analyze your complexion and your colors, and then they let you know what season you are in. So think about the color wheel. Everyone falls into a certain season, and within those 4 seasons, winter, summer, autumn, spring, they also have sub-seasons. I am pretty certain I am a dark winter. So what that means is that warm toned colors do not look good on me. They wash me out. What that has enabled me to do is, 1, I have been able to declutter all of the clothing that don't fall in my season category, and I can do this with ease and with excitement without feeling like I am missing out or wasting money, because now that I know from a professional standpoint those colors do not look good on me. And of course, naturally, they are the pieces of clothing and items that I naturally don't even wear. I have never known why I don't like them on me, but Now I know. It's because it is not in my season's color palette. I will leave a link to the professional color analyst lady that I personally love and follow. I will leave her Instagram down in the description box below. Knowing my colors has really limited me in shopping. There has been a ton of items that I know I would have bought because I thought they were beautiful, but now that I know that those colors do not suit me, I'm easily able to just say no and move on. That is a major tip in becoming more minimal. Number 3 is actually really fun and something that has helped me in other areas, but then I also thought it was appropriate in helping me become more minimal, and so it can help you too. And that is figuring out your 5 top values in life. When you really think about the things that bring you joy and value in your life, when you really think about what values you hold as a person, and if you're married, as a couple or as a family, what it does is it enables you to put your money into those values, and so you can easily say no to spending money in everything else. Here are my top 5 values. Number 1 is my relationship with Jesus. When it comes to giving, when it comes to purchasing a modest piece of clothing to replace a more revealing piece of clothing, I am okay spending money on those things, and I am okay bringing in items and purchasing things like a new Bible because it falls into my number 1 value in life. What I don't value is eating out. Most of the time, the things we make for dinner are better than the restaurants we go out to anyway. So eating out is not a value of ours. It doesn't bring us joy. In fact, it gives me a bit of stress and anxiety when we do eat out because that's not valuable to me. It limits me on all the other things that I could be spending my money on. Buying a new pair of shoes or buying new curtains for my home, maybe going out for a girls' night. Those are things that don't bring me joy, and of course a lot of these items are materialistic, so they are just adding to the clutter in my home. But maybe for you, looking stylish and fashionable is a very big value of yours. So if you are buying things that you are wearing, that is going to add value to you. So don't feel bad about doing that if that is something that is important to you. Maybe you can cut in other areas, such as keeping your home decor very minimal. Maybe you don't go out to eat and you cook at home more so that you have more money and space and storage space in your home for clothing and shoes, right? Everyone has different values, and so I really recommend and encourage you to figure out where your values are. Find your top 5, and then what that does is you are able to look through your bank statements and see the areas that you are spending money on that don't align with your values. You stop buying all those things, which therefore means you are buying less and you become more minimal. Step number 4 is to stop being cheap. Start investing in quality pieces, whatever it is. It makes you think more carefully about your purchases. Spending $10,000 is a lot more scary than spending $100 or $1,000. And so what it does is it makes you really think about, do I really want this thing that I'm about to buy? The more expensive an item is, the less likely you are to purchase it. Here's an example. When I was a teenager, every time I walked past Supre, I would go in and buy something. I definitely wanted to buy everything. So I never went into quality stores. I never spent over like $30 for an item, and even if it was like $25 10 years ago, that was like a lot of money for me. Now I would rather buy something that's like $150, $200 opposed to going to a cheaper store, because it really makes me think and stop and ask myself, do I really actually want this item, or am I just bored right now? Does this fall within my color season palette? Is this piece of clothing going to go with everything else in my wardrobe? It stops and makes you think about, do I really need this item? Therefore, like every tip in this video, it makes you buy less. And step number 5 to becoming a minimalist has to do with the holidays. When you become more minimal, you start living a slower paced life. You start being more intentional with your purchases and where you're putting your money. So when it comes to celebrations like birthdays, Christmases, anniversaries, all that kind of stuff, I want you to consider spending your money on experiences instead of stuff. There is actually a ton of studies out there now that have studied the amount of happiness purchasing and owning an item brings you compared to an experience. And they have actually found that when you spend money on experiences, it continues to bring you a certain level of happiness throughout the rest of your life. Because not only are you creating memories, but every time you remember those times in the future, it also brings back those feelings of fun and joy and happiness. Whereas when you spend money on stuff and you suddenly own an item, you do get a dopamine hit when you purchase the item, but once you own the item, that happiness level goes away. When you start spending your money on experiences when it comes to gift giving, instead of buying your kids more stuff that you then need to look after in your home, you need to store it, you need to clean it, you need to pick those things up every single day, you eliminate that whole process just by buying an experience for your kids or an experience for your husband. Go and book a place away and hire a babysitter for a few nights. Or for your kids, just take them to the zoo or have a yes day where they get to tell you exactly what you're going to do that day. Whatever they want to do, you have to say yes to. Instead of buying them like a new bike or a new set of Lego that they'll be happy about and then just get over in the next week. When you spend money on experiences, you have less stuff in your house as well. So those are my 5 steps to becoming a minimalist for beginners. I didn't actually do any research for these tips, so I'm hoping that because these tips have just come from my heart and my own thoughts, I really hope this video is new and different for you guys. And if it was, let me know in the comments below if you are new here. I would love to know a bit more about you. Are you a minimalist or are you just starting out? Let me know what other videos and topics you guys want to see from me. Like and subscribe. Also, go and watch more minimalism videos down in my description box. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.